The Center for Civilians in Conflict, in collaboration with the National Human Rights Commission, has convened a stakeholder meeting in Abuja for a two-day workshop and photo exhibition on protection of civilians and human rights in Nigeria. Clevin News Imefonokun, who filed in this report, said top on the agenda for the 2 days workshop is to discuss and address the critical issues surrounding the protection of civilians in Nigeria, with particular focus on a right-based approach.
Northeast Nigeria has been mired in an armed conflict for more than a decade, with civilians and local communities being hit the hardest. According to statistics, 2.2 million people have been displaced in the Northeast since the beginning of the insurgency, according to the Global Center for the Responsibility to Protect. More than 35 people have been killed since 2009 when the insurgency started. Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria reported in September 2022 that about 1,500 schools were closed and about 2,295 teachers were killed since the beginning of the conflict in the Northeast. According to the Executive Secretary, National Human Rights Commission, Tony Ojukwu, the 2 days workshop is to engage participants on a policy brief on rights-based approach to the protection of civilians in Nigeria.
The draft policy seeks to protect civilians in conflict, reduce and eliminate harm through planning and early warning, assessment of civilians' harm during and after operations, and post-harm acknowledgement and remedial service provisions. We are hoping that in response to the upsurge in violence, that the new administration will approve this policy.
Other stakeholders in the field of human rights conflict, management and defense sectors said the workshop represents a significant step in the right direction towards achieving the Nigeria of our dream.
To address the insecurity challenges posed by the issues that have been identified, the following recommendations and others that will be addressed during this workshop are proposed. First, there should be closer communication and consultation with communities in conflict to build trust and develop synergies of constructive exchange of information.
To facilitate the healing of vulnerable and injured victims of terrorism, the Federal Ministry of Justice ensures that perpetrators of these crimes are brought to book.
I want to assure you that the Armed Forces of Nigeria will continue to undertake our roles with a view to ensuring peace and security in Nigeria.
The challenges are huge, and we need a joint effort, and we need a participated approach in which the civilians are also actively collaborating with the security forces to have success in this challenging context.
According to Tony Ojukwu, the outcome of the workshop is the drafting of a policy brief on the right-based approach to the protection of civilians in Nigeria, issues, challenges, and options, which will serve as a roadmap for the new administration and heads of security agencies for the protection of civilians in Nigeria. Imefonokun reporting for Clevin News.